were chatting a little bit about today's topic and thinking about the idea that some of our listeners out there may be newer to the luxury market. And I know that you are passionate about helping people build their business and succeed. So let's talk about some strategies for breaking in and increasing an agent's price point. So where should we start? Where do we begin?
Well, I think that's a question that pretty much everybody asks themselves when they've got their real estate license, they're getting their feet wet in the industry, and they decide they want to take it to a new place, working in the luxury home market. It's a tough transition to make. And so I know for myself, Tammy, I started at a company, the same company I've been with for 25 years. It wasn't known for luxury real estate. And so I felt like in some ways early on, we were swimming against the stream, if you will. It's turned out terrifically because over the years, our company has branded and rebranded itself and kind of expanded in the market. We are very much known for the luxury market and have the largest share in the greater Nashville area as far as luxury listings goes. But I think that's where you start. I think you start by asking, are you at the right company? And is it the right fit for the luxury brand? Where did you start? Are you at the same company you started with?
Well, no, I'm definitely not. And something before I answer you, something that really stuck out there for me is that everybody's asking, am I with the right brokerage? Do they have a luxury presence? But you are living proof that a brokerage, a company can build that brand. And so it's not the end all be all of whether
That's right.
they're right in that moment. No, to answer your question, I joined my mother's real estate team 21 years ago, and she was with a major national brokerage, right? A franchise. And she started with an independent that got bought up by a major brand that sold to another brand that sold to another brand. And then we went with one of the large national brands that had just opened a new office in a downtown area that was developing. And we just thought it was the right opportunity. And then when we entered the decline in 2008 and the business just dried up, because it happened to us in Florida earlier, we went on our own and we used just the experience to position ourselves with our repeat customers and referrals. And then when everything started to pick back up again and there was a lot of activity, we were purchased by a boutique brokerage that has a presence in the luxury arena and has an affiliation with one of the international luxury brands. So it was an evolution for us, but that presence in the luxury space came from overtime experience and growing with our clients. That pipeline just kind of fed itself. So that was a big thing. And of course, I benefited by joining my mother, right? So she already had 15 years under her belt. So that was a good thing. But immediately she made me go take classes, right? And I know that's high on both of our lists. So certainly the Institute's training, whether it's live or live stream, is a fantastic start. What other kind of classes do you think? You think anything even outside of the real estate specific topic, maybe negotiating or
I think there's a lot of classes you could take. I think going back to your class that offered with the Institute, I recommend to all of our colleagues here in our market that they take this class in particular with the Institute, but not only take it, but take it live and in person, because nothing's better than sitting in front of Tammy Sims or one of your cohorts and learning face to face. But the other thing I recommend is traveling to a different market. We've talked about this a little bit before, but if you're learning about the luxury home market and you're taking classes, if you have the opportunity to take luxury classes in another market, particularly a feeder market to where you're located, then you're not only learning about the market, but you're making new contacts, and you're making contacts who can perhaps send you referrals in the future, and vice versa.
And that makes me think as well. A lot of times, folks think that they're really just competing within their marketplace, and they're struggling because in their local presence they don't have those sales under their belt or the profile of that. But when you make connections with real estate professionals in other markets, you have the ability to gain their business because of the impression that you've made in a face-to-face environment. So it's different than kind of competing on that local level. So that's something I hadn't really thought about before.
No, I think it's a wonderful opportunity. Going to conferences and taking classes in other markets, particularly when we're talking about relate to luxury, is a terrific way to network and to hopefully generate some future business. We certainly have. It's helped tremendously.